Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Strong demand for silver eagles. 4.7 million of them have been sold in the first half of January 2021. Let's explore. Yes, this is an article that was shared with me by the member of the community, and it is from Steve St. Angelo, and this is a week old now, or over a week old. The U.S. Mint has sold 2.7 million silver eagles for the first week of 2021. We'll get into the more modern numbers here momentarily, but he says, with the Fed and central banks pumping up the markets with a record amount of money printing, liquidity, and stimulus, investor demand for precious metals continues to be very strong, although I think there's something else at play as well that is unique upon this year than any other. In the first week of 2021, the U.S. Mint sold 2.7 million silver eagles. The Mint also sold 45,000 ounces of gold eagles. While the silver eagle sales are elevated in the first month of every year, as the authorized purchases are stockpiling the new dated official coin, 2.7 million in the first week is a solid start for sure. And with 3 more weeks left in the month, sales of silver eagles may reach 4 to 5 million. According to the U.S. Mint website, there's a breakdown, but we're going to look at it right now as of today. And look, it's already up 4.67 million ounces there. And we can see that the gold 1 ounces are up to 116,000. A number of those sold, half ounces and the like. So there's a statistic so far for this year for the 2021 American Eagle Bullion Program. Now, what's the other aspect of this that is not being considered by Steve St. Angelo, and that is that these authorized purchasers are getting these eagles knowing they're going to be hot, not only because of the reasons he mentioned, but also because they're only going to be around for about half of the year. That's right, there's going to be a design change, as we all know, for the reverse and enhanced security features, and there will be an updated or a sort of reimagined, or not, it's going to be the same design for the obverse, but there will be a change for the obverse as well, to a point, maybe a structuring and re-dye, kind of like what they have done with the George Washington portrait on the quarters. They may do the obverses of those coins as well. We'll see how that plays out. Be very interesting to see what the security features look like, but this is the last time that you will see the coins in the state that they are without security features and with the classic obverse and reverse designs. I think that is having a pretty big impact on sales for this month. But that doesn't take away from the reality that we see here in terms of people being nervous about what's going to happen in the coming year. And what happens when people get nervous? They tend to buy more. Their demand increases for the precious metals. And so when you take that into account, and if you were to take these sales where they're at now and stretch them out as they are for every month of the year, we are going to see very, very high numbers for the overall program by the end of the year, anywhere between 54 and 60 million potentially. And I think it will break a record this year in total. In other words, between both designs, I think we are going to see a record broken in 2021. That's my prediction for the sales of these coins, because they're 2 different designs. So you have the collector element, and then you have the bullion element. They're bullion coins, but nonetheless, they are. It is a unique year for a myriad of different reasons, for sure. And but notwithstanding, getting back here, the U.S. Mint didn't show any platinum or palladium eagles sales so far in January. The U.S. Mint didn't sell any palladium eagles in 2020. In fact, we haven't seen a bullion palladium eagle since the inception of the program in 2017. And even that was limited to 15,000 ounces. I have one of those ounces, and it's now considered a collector coin, really more than anything. Palladium is very rare and hard to source and hard to come by. They stopped producing platinum eagles in May, and I didn't realize that. But with the tightness in the palladium market, it's no wonder the U.S. Mint hasn't sold any of these coins for quite a while. In fact, the palladium eagle is really only sold now as a collector coin with a different finish each year. In 2021, the palladium eagle will go back to a regular proof finish. Demand for precious metals continues to be strong, even though we see a nosebleed price levels for Bitcoin. And this article again is dated because now Bitcoin has fallen back from what I understand. I haven't been keeping up with it, but it did reach $40,000. Tesla and Bitcoin are perfect examples of a tulip, a bubble on steroids. If investors want to know Tesla's real fair value, you need to check out and there's an article that talks about that below, but we're not going to get into that. We know precious metals are the real deal, and they're not out there to make you rich by any stretch, but they do provide a pretty good gauge on where the economy is and where it's going. And you can tell by the demand and sales of the silver eagles. We're going to look at that here momentarily. So demand for these metals continues to be strong, and regardless, silver eagle sales in 2020, they did surpass the 30 million mark, while gold eagles totaled 844,000. Amazingly, the U.S. Mint has sold over 500 million silver eagles and 24 million gold eagles, which turns out to be a 23-to-1 silver to gold eagle ratio over the period of 1986 to 2020. Now, that is an interesting statistic for sure. And now this doesn't take into account the buffaloes either. Now the buffalo sales, which means that net ratio would probably tighten up a bit more, for sure. But anyways, so the ratio last year was 36-to-1. Thus, the U.S. Mint sold 36 times more silver eagles than gold eagles in 2020. But when you add on the fractionals, and you also add on the buffaloes, that ratio would probably tighten up even more. But this is a very, very interesting, I think, chart here that shows gold eagles and silver eagles. And this is a 1 ounce variety here we can see. And look where 2020 is. It's starting to creep back up there and rivaling 2010 numbers. And we can see the Great Awakening of silver had occurred at around 2008, and we saw the demand for these coins skyrocketing during this time, when it's pretty much been lackluster throughout, the history of the program. In fact, in 98, 96, 97, very low years. As you can see, there just was not that much excitement for silver. And really, even though it did subside, as we saw kind of the people being jaded or whatever, from 2017 through 2019, it started to fall off. But still, a lot more of them were sold than there were back during this period here, between 1999 and 2007, which I think fascinates me. Even when you take into account population growth and percentage of people buying silver per capita, I still think these are strong numbers here from 2017 to 2019, although it wasn't a steady direction downwards. 2020 was a game changer, and I think that the sales of these coins will continue to be somewhere in this trajectory in the years to come. What a surge we saw in 2020 compared to the 3 years prior. Silver eagles in sales in 2020 were double that of 2019. If demand continues to be strong this year, we may see silver eagle sales top 35 to 40 million. That is, if the U.S. Mint can keep up with demand. And I think that is going to be the thing to keep in mind. Hopefully, with vaccines going out, it'll be a safer work environment, and hopefully we'll see the COVID cases fall. We'll find out and see. But nonetheless, regardless, I think we're going to see a record number this year. I believe we will. because of the final year, half a year of this design and half of the year of the new design. You're going to see a boost in demand probably around July or August for the new Silver Eagles. And same thing for the gold, but I think especially the silver. I believe we're going to see a strong year for physical metals investments, says Steve St. Angelo. As the Fed and central banks continue to pump trillions into the markets, wise investors will take some of that monopoly money and buy real physical gold and silver. Although I kind of disagree with the notion that it's monopoly money. Fiat currency is money, believe it or not. I mean, I know there is a difference between currency and money, and that's going to be a subject for another video, because I've sort of have seen an awakening of that over the past year, maybe year and a half, of what it means to have cash and how strong and powerful it is, even though it is a depreciating asset. But what's not depreciating is the ultimate form of money, and that is gold and silver. And it's just a matter of perspective when you look at the price compared to the value. Something very important to note as well, too. But so I do believe, and I'm going to make a prediction right here, right now, that 2021 is going to be a game changer for Silver Eagles, especially this year, because of the new design coming in probably June, July, or August. And then we'll see sales of these coins go up even more. Now, by some chance, the price of silver stays low like it has been coming out of this week cycle. We shall see. Then we may see sales drop off considerably in February for Silver Eagles. And it could be, we'll see. But we'll kind of track that, kind of see what happens there. But nonetheless, they are strong so far in January, and I think that's because of two reasons. One, because of what Steve St. Angelo talks about in this article, but also because dealers and APs, which are authorized purchasers, want to get these coins to sell knowing that they're hot, because they're going to be the last year of the design, the way it is on the reverse. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video. Hit that notification bell so that you can be apprised on the latest video that is released. And I want to extend a multitude of gratitude and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.